Hello, my name is George Vairaktarakis, and we are putting together a video in support of our supply chain management master's program at the Weatherhead School of Management. I have brought with me a number of professors and staff from the admissions office, as well as a couple of distinguished students.
My name is Daniela Aguilera, and I'm a first-year student of the program.
And my name is Navid Tavoli, and I am a second-year student, just graduated from the program.
Case Western Reserve University is renowned for its engineering, management, medical school, law, and nursing. The Weatherhead School of Management resides within Case Western. Case Western is ranked top school in Ohio and top 34 in the country. The Weatherhead School is renowned for its educational innovations, one of which is our supply chain management program. I believe that our program brings two things that are indispensable in the industry. One is strong methodological skills, and second is the business acumen business schools can offer. The combination of these two is a distinguishing characteristic of our program. We graduate students with strong methodological skills that speak the language of business. To learn more about that, I will ask a couple of professors from the program to provide a summary of the courses and their other contributions into the program. Let us start with Professor Danny Solo, who is one of the forefathers of the program for more than 30 years. He has written more than 10 books in problem solving and management. A Stanford graduate, he has won the much coveted Weatherhead Teaching Award twice. Professor Solo, please, you can tell us a little bit about your courses, your service, and your research activities within the program.
Hello, my name is Danny Solo, and I'm a longtime faculty member in the Department of Operations in the Weatherhead School of Management here at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I do as an administrator, a teacher, and a researcher in the department. In my role as an administrator, for many years, I have been one of the directors of the graduate programs for the department. As such, I oversee all aspects of the Masters of Science in Operations Research and Supply Chain Management, including the courses. In that regard, our courses are organized into three groups. The first group consists of the quantitative courses. These are all the mathematics and computer courses that will provide you with the skills you need in your future jobs. These include such courses as probability, statistics, mathematical modeling, and even computer programming. The second group of courses are the supply chain courses. These courses are designed to make you experts in the field of supply chain management so that you can help organizations solve their supply chain problems. In these courses, you will use some of your quantitative skills that you learned in the quantitative courses. The third group of courses are business courses. These courses are designed to allow you to communicate with others in the organization in such functional areas as marketing, accounting, and finance. Turning to my role as a teacher, I teach two of the courses in the quantitative core. The first course is in optimization modeling. This course is designed to give you skills to be able to model different kinds of problems that arise in any functional area of business. Certainly, you'll learn how to apply them in the supply chain area. But typically, these kinds of problems arise when you need to determine values for variables, quantities of interest, in such a way as to minimize or maximize some kind of objective function, typically minimizing costs or maximizing profits, while at the same time satisfying a number of required constraints. Model building is the focus of this course, and it is an art. It is not a science, and my goal is to introduce you to different approaches to building these kinds of mathematical models. The second course I teach is called Integrated Problem Solving, and this course is designed to give you an overview of the entire problem-solving process in operations research. This will include such things as identifying a problem that needs to be solved, working with the data, trying to build a mathematical model, ultimately building such a model and learning how to solve it by the computer, and finally making a business presentation. During my lectures, I will actually be teaching you VBA programming. So this is one of the courses where you'll get computer programming skills. Finally, turning to my role as a researcher, I have two areas of research. One is in algorithm development. This is where I try to develop algorithms for solving new problems that arise in operations research. And I also try to improve the efficiency of existing algorithms, make them faster, able to solve larger real-world problems. In this particular area, I am not concerned with applications so much as I am concerned with the mathematical analysis of these algorithms and making them work as efficiently as I possibly can. The second area that I work in is mathematical modeling. And in recent years, I have used mathematical modeling to study complex systems. These are systems where there's a large number of interacting parts that work together to form a whole. And no matter how much you know about one of these parts, it is the interaction between the parts that makes the system most interesting. And I try to model different aspects of these complex systems to understand what factors affect their performance. Just as one example, I've done work in modeling a team in an organization. And a team consists of interacting individual members of the team as well as a team leader. So I've built mathematical models to study how these interactions affect the performance of the team. In fact, I have created a mathematical model to study certain roles of leadership. For example, I have built a mathematical model to understand the trade-offs between visionary and charismatic leadership, not something that I think is typically done in the study of leadership. So these are my areas of administration, teaching, and research. Thank you.
Danny, thank you for a summary of your teaching, research, and service. We much appreciate your contributions to the program and to the school. Next, I would like to ask Professor Alireza Kabirian, who teaches the Lean Six Sigma course, which is a main reason why our students are in such great demand upon graduation by the employers. Professor Kabirian has won the teaching award himself last year. You can say a few words about your efforts.
My name is Alireza Kabirian. I'm an assistant professor of operations at Weatherhead School of Management. My role in the master's degree in operations research and supply chain management mainly involves teaching some supply chain management courses, as well as connecting our students with industry through projects. You can think of a supply chain as a network of organizations that work together to produce and distribute a product, or they're trying to deliver a service to customers. We have a variety of core and elective classes in the MSM ORSC program to cover major parts of a supply chain management discipline. The two classes in particular that I teach are about enterprise resources planning, or ERP, and also Six Sigma. In my ERP class, students learn how to plan for the production of a product from A to Z using software and by integrating organizational-wide information. The planning really starts out with forecasting demand for a basket of similar products. Then we do sales and operations planning, which is about strategically matching production resources such as human capital, machinery, and energy with the demand of that product that we're planning for. Then the planning will have to carry over from finished goods to raw materials and parts that need to be bought from the suppliers in the right quantity and at the right time. The final outcome is really about a detailed production and inventory management plan that could be used for further business decisions across the organizations. The students learn how an ERP software works behind the scene, and in particular they learn SAP, with a famous ERP software used by a lot of companies, in a hands-on workshop which is offered along our course, and upon successful completion of this workshop the students earn this SAP certification. The other class that I have in MSM ORSC is Six Sigma and Quality Management, which serves as a kind of a capstone for the entire program. In fact, you can use the knowledge that you've gained in the entire program in this single course at the very end of your program. This class is taken by not just our operations students, but over 100 students of MBA and of course ORC and specialty programs take this class every fall semester. And the class itself has a real-world project with it. We have a vast network of industry partners that over the summer will define for us real opportunities of continuous improvement in their organizations. And once the course starts in the fall, the students choose a project and form multidisciplinary teams to work on these projects throughout the semester. Our partners in industry and I will try to monitor the progress of the students and help them along the way to apply classroom knowledge in real-world projects. We typically have between 30 to 40 such projects every year from about 30 companies. Our partners are coming from a variety of sectors. We have projects in manufacturing, in healthcare, in financial, in retail, in nonprofits, government agencies, and so forth. And the projects themselves are not necessarily in the operations department of these organizations. Of course, operations is a big part of it, but they could be housed in marketing, in financial or accounting sectors of these organizations. So for example, we've had a project in a hospital, a major hospital nearby, which was about the accounting bills and the errors in these accounting bills that had to be sent to these insurance companies. And our students had to work to reduce the errors of these accounting bills. The students learn basics of Six Sigma in class through a lot of case studies and hands-on experiences and experiments. We use Minitab for data analysis also as part of this class. And to summarize, the outcomes of this class are really crucial for our students as they have a chance to learn about popular techniques such as Six Sigma. They learn Minitab. You can earn a Green Belt certification from Weatherhead School of Management upon successful completion of this class. And probably most importantly, gain some real-world experience. We have many stories with the students who have showcase their talent and deliver good results to the organizations and are offered internships or even full-time jobs from the same company. Which brings me to my last point. Our goal ultimately is to help our students get placed after their graduation. This is how we define our success, and our efforts in Six Sigma and really all of our classes is to prepare students for job opportunities out there related to operations, research, and supply chain management. And fortunately, the track record that we have in the past is a testimony to our success so far. Thank you.
Ali, thank you for describing the impact Lean Six Sigma has in helping students find jobs upon graduation. Next, I would like to describe a little bit about the course that I teach, Project Management. Project Management is a skill all companies are in need of, but very few business schools around the country offer that subject. Our program has an elective on Project Management. Many of the students, upon graduation from this course, take the exam on project management certification. And this is a skill that helps students join companies and be promoted faster than their counterparts precisely because they have skills very few of their colleagues do. Next, I would like to talk about another unique feature of the program, a dedicated resource to help students with internships and placements. Every business school has a career management office. The supply chain management program has a dedicated officer, his name is Matt Maloney, to help students with internships and placements using our large network of alumni and connecting with companies and helping the students promote their resumes with those companies. I would like to invite Matt to give a summary of his activities in that arena.
Once the students get to CASE, I'll meet with them and learn more about their background and figure out how I can better serve them. The individual meetings help me figure out their strengths, their weaknesses, and where we need to grow together. Once they're here, there's other resources other than myself. Career Management Office is one of those resources where they will offer resume review, mock interviews, corporate information sessions. We also have different career fairs. We have 2 on the main campus throughout the year, and we have 1 specifically at Weatherhead. Internships and experiential learning are a major portion of the program. A large majority of our students will work with a local or a national company for semester-long or summer internship program, which will gain them experience in the local industry. Our Six Sigma and Quality Management course allows the students the ability to learn Six Sigma principles and apply the problem-solving skills they've learned throughout the program. With successful completion of the Six Sigma program, they'll earn a Green Belt certification, which will help them market themselves when they go into industry. We provide many extras to the students while they're on campus. For our international students, we have a Spoken English Language Partners program. This program allows them to enhance their verbal English skills, and as well as, there's no extra cost to the students who participate. Additionally, we offer an SAP workshop and a Python workshop. The SAP workshop will allow them to learn different modules such as materials management, production planning, as well as sales and distribution. Our Python workshop allows them to quickly integrate systems more effectively. Our alumni are a huge resource for the students. We have a LinkedIn group which we will connect them through, and we also have a lot of students who are staying in the U.S. and are throughout different industries. In the U.S., we have students at PayPal, Amazon, Apple, and Google. In consulting, we have students working at Deloitte and PwC. Some of our most recent graduates have started at KeyBank, International Paper, 3M, Western Digital, Goodyear, to name a few. We also have students out on the West Coast working at Walmart e-commerce, students in banking at Citibank and at Chase. There are many different career paths. With outcomes being an essential part of the master's program, the Operations Research and Supply Chain Master's program allows students many different career paths. In operations research, they could work in risk management, internal or external consulting, continuous improvement. Many of our students work as analysts in areas such as supply chain, logistics, marketing, or procurement. With Cleveland being a large manufacturing city, we have many students at local companies in areas such as purchasing, capacity planning, or production scheduling. With our connection to industry and the strength of Weatherhead's education and the alumni network, I'd like to invite you to join us here.
Matt, thank you very much for going through the details of your contributions in helping students with internships and finding full-time jobs. Next, I would like to ask our students to say a few words about their experience inside the classroom as well as life in Cleveland.
For me, the MSOR experience has been amazing, starting with the application process that was absolutely organized and easy to follow. I had the support of the Director of Admission for Latin America, and she helped me through the application process, and practically the only thing I have to care about was to take the standardized test, prepare my essays, and ask for my letter of recommendations. After I was admitted, the Weatherhead staff made a great follow-up with the workshops in order to prepare us to come to Cleveland and start with the program. The program is very high quality. So far, I have learned and updated my knowledge in optimization, modeling, inventory management, forecasting, lean operations, and quantitative tools and programs that allow us to work with data such as R, PBA, Arena, Storm, and GMP. This kind of approach definitely makes us very qualified and competitive professionals in the operations and supply chain field. About Cleveland, I can say that it has been very enriched experience. People in Cleveland are very friendly. It's an affordable city where you always have many things to do and get to know, and many big companies have their headquarters here. So Cleveland is a great city for international students like us.
Navid, maybe you can say a few words as a second-year student.
Sure. So as a second-year management student here, I've been in school for 2 years. I think what makes our program unique to other programs in school is that it is quantitative oriented, which provides better opportunities for job placement after graduation in the US job market. In my internship, I used the knowledge I learned from the operations management statistics course and other courses that we had in the first and second semester. I also did my Six Sigma project in the same company I worked as intern. The knowledge that I gained in the program helped me to convince my employer to convert my internship to a full-time job. Overall, I really enjoyed my time in school, and I had the privilege to engage in different events for our associates and clubs in school and in Cleveland community. Cleveland is a nice city which gives you all the options a major city has. People are very nice here. It is also an affordable city to live, which is very important to take into consideration when applying to graduate school. Cleveland's economy is also growing, which gives us more job opportunities upon graduation.
Finally, I would like to ask Daniela and Navid to say a few words about their experience in finding internships and jobs, respectively.
In my case, because I'm a first year, we are eligible to work only from the next summer. However, since I arrived to Cleveland, I had a tremendous support from the Career Management Office and Matt Maloney. They helped me to review my resume, to understand my aspirations and career goals, and answer every doubt that I have during my internship search. They have been very helpful to me, and all the advices that they gave me made the job application process very straightforward. Last semester, they prepared several workshops about networking, LinkedIn profiles, and preparations to career fair. And in fact, I made good recruiters contacts in the last Weatherhead career fair. And after that, I had the great opportunity of being interviewed from an important company that has their headquarters here in Cleveland. And I signed my summer supply chain internship offer at the end of the first semester. And now I'm ready to start my American work experience and apply everything that I am learning in the program.
Navid, maybe you can say a few words about your experience with finding a job.
Sure. So I found my internship, which is in a quantitative field, by Matt Maloney and CMO team, who passed my resume to one of the employers for a business intelligence internship. I then had a couple of mock interviews with CMO team to prepare myself for the interviews. And all these activities helped me to find an internship that I converted that to a full-time job after it. So after I found my full-time job, Matt Maloney helped me for salary negotiation as well.
I would like now to introduce Meredith, our admissions officer, who will tell you all you need to know about how to apply to our program if you choose to do so.
Hi, I'm Meredith Richardson, and I'm the admissions manager for the Operations Research and Supply Chain Management program at the Weatherhead School of Management. I'm personally a Cleveland native, so I'm very proud to talk to you today about some of the admissions prospects here, including how wonderful it is to study at the Weatherhead School of Management and here in Cleveland. I know what it's like to get a master's degree, and I know what it's like to get a master's degree right after you graduate your undergraduate bachelor's programs. I'd like to also help you out in those areas where you're unsure if this is the right direction for you, or perhaps you feel like you need more time to make a decision like this. I've also had a number of years of work experience and know what it's like getting into the real world and being ready to face those challenges. My goal as an admissions manager is really to be a helpful friend for you, to talk to you about any admission decisions or any confusion about the application process. No matter how big or small, I want to be able to help you with those decisions and make sure that you have all of the possible information needed to make the right decision for yourself. So the first question when it comes to applying is, how do I apply? You easily apply on the website by clicking on the Apply Now button on the left-hand column. In order to submit an application online, we need a few items from you. First, we will need an updated resume, which would include all of your internship or job experiences. We also need 2 essays. We will also need 2 recommendation letters. We also need test scores from either the GMAT or the GRE. If you're an international student, we will require the TOEFL or the IELTS test. We also need a transcript from all of your schools from which you attended. If you're an international student, it is possible that we might need a transcript evaluation from a service like WES. The final part of the application process is also having an interview. In order to submit your application, we require only that you complete the resume, both of your essays, and know who your 2 recommenders will be. If you submit your application by the first deadline, you will then get an additional 2 weeks to complete your application. To complete your application, all you need are your test scores, your transcripts, an evaluation if needed, and the actual letters of your recommenders to be submitted. Once your application is complete with all of the required materials, we will personally invite you for an interview. The interview will usually take place a couple of weeks after the completion date of the application round. A few weeks after the interview, we will notify you as to our decision of your admission status based upon the deadline dates provided on our website. Lots of students ask questions based upon the required minimum scores or the average scores that we usually admit in regards to testing and TOEFL scores for admission. When it comes to test scores, no matter if it's the English language test or the GMAT or GRE test, we do not have minimum scores. We do hold our students accountable to be as qualified as possible, which is why we provide the average and ranges of these scores on our website for you to view. We generally look at ranges of GMAT scores between 600 and above. Because GMAT and GRE scores are generally different in terms of the raw score, we usually utilize the percentiles for both of those tests. If you average approximately 70% or higher on the quantitative side and 40% or higher on the verbal side, those are the averages in which we look for the students to become admitted into our programs. The key thing to remember is that these are simply averages. Some of our students can score higher or lower and also be able to become admitted with other qualifications. Part of what makes our application process so amazing is we look at the applicant on a holistic approach. This means if your test scores aren't as high as you would prefer them to be, you might have other elements or attributes within your application that actually make you quite eligible for the program. So I want to remind you that averages are simply averages. They can mean higher or lower, and I encourage you to apply no matter what. The average GPA for the ORSC program is 3.4. Work experience, although is not required as a part of admission to the program, is generally encouraged if it's in a relevant field. Many students in the Operations Research Supply Chain Management program come to us with as little as 0 to 3 years of work experience. When it comes to helping to fund your education, the admissions team is very grateful that we can offer our students the opportunity to earn merit-based scholarships. Scholarships, because they are based upon merit, is all evaluated based upon the application that you provide. Merit-based scholarships are decided at the time of admission, so you will learn when you would get admitted to the program exactly what your scholarship will be. Not all students will earn a scholarship, but the average scholarship that we do disperse is between 20 and 30%. When it comes to earning a scholarship, a little fact I like to give to applicants when they're applying is take the time to work really hard on a stellar, very strong application. I would rather you take the time to make sure your application is as strong as possible rather than hurrying up to make a deadline. The Operations Research and Supply Chain Management program does have prerequisites for admission. We do ask our students that they provide proof that they have taken 2 semesters of calculus and 1 semester of linear algebra. Statistics is strongly preferred, but it is not a prerequisite. If you are missing 1 or more of these prerequisites, this does not disqualify you from being admitted into the program. We have some workarounds regarding the linear algebra requirement, and we have the ability to provide workshops if you are admitted into the program to help brush up your skills on these subjects. I would highly encourage that you reach out to me personally. I'd be happy to talk to you in detail if you feel that you are missing these requirements and want to know more. As a Cleveland native, I'm a huge fan of everything that the city has to offer. We have everything that we could ever imagine accessible to the uptown area in which our school resides. We have things like the Cleveland Museum, the Botanical Garden, the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, and the Museum of Contemporary Art, all within a block distance of the Weatherhead School of Management. We have the home of the Cleveland Orchestra, which is Severance Hall, and we also have a number of outdoor parks and venues in which you can explore while you're here on campus. In addition, the Cleveland area is also home of 3 major sports teams: the Cleveland Browns, which is our football team, the Cleveland Indians, which is our baseball team, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is our basketball team. We have tons of different restaurants all over the city. We have the second largest theater district next to New York City, which is called Playhouse Square. We have lots of shopping facilities for anything you can imagine. You can go bowling, watch movies, and we're extremely convenient to the downtown neighborhood of Cleveland. There's so much you could do here in the uptown area of University Circle. I always joke with my students that if you're ever bored, you're doing something wrong. There's always something here to do in Cleveland. University Circle is the location of Case Western Reserve University, and we have a lot of transportation and accessibility for our students. Sometimes students don't feel the need to drive a car because we have a great system of shuttles and taxis and safe ride units that students can utilize while they're here. We have multiple shuttles that can travel around campus to get you where you need to go. We have a safe ride option where if you leave your class late at night and would prefer to not be walking alone, you can call Safe Ride and they will pick you up and take you where you need to go. We have 6 different neighborhood police forces which patrol the area at any given time, including 800 cameras available to help protect our students and our neighborhood. We are adjacent to 2 major hospitals, University Hospital and the Cleveland Clinic. We have our public transportation, which is our RTA, and that includes buses and trains, which can take you all around the neighborhoods as well as downtown Cleveland. This stretches all the way from the west side to the east side of Cleveland. There's lots of neighborhoods and local housing, all within either walking distance or a short bus ride or a short car ride. One thing that I love about Cleveland, and something that I've thoroughly enjoyed while growing up here, is that Cleveland has all 4 seasons: summer, fall, winter, and spring. It does get nice and warm in the summer, and it gets nice and cool in the winter. We do have snow, but I promise it's not as bad as you probably think it is. I look forward to seeing your application. I really encourage you to apply to the Weatherhead School of Management. As I mentioned, I really want to make sure that any questions that you have can get resolved, so please feel free to contact me at any time for the next steps. For now, I encourage you to go onto our website, weatherhead.case.edu, and start your application right away. Please know if you have any concerns, you can contact me at meredith.richardson@case.edu. I look forward to reviewing your application soon.
Meredith, thank you very much for the detailed description of our admission process, as well as your intimate knowledge of the city of Cleveland. I would like to summarize the contributions of all the participants by highlighting the distinguishing characteristics of our program. We provide students with strong quantitative skills and the business acumen that companies need. We provide a unique curriculum with an eye towards the industry, jaw-dropping in classroom instruction by teaching award winners. We have organized our operations around helping students for internships and finding full-time jobs. We live in an amazing city, and I would like to welcome all of you for a life-changing experience. I would like to thank you for attending this video, and I hope to see you soon at the Supply Chain Management program here at the Weatherhead School of Management in Cleveland.